888 Mad Dog 6 is your two-way sports talk telephone number as we chat to you about what's going on. I'm going to go right to it here. You know what's going on in sports tonight? No NBA yet. The NBA, I cannot get into college basketball full gun yet. I just can't. I can't grasp it at the moment. Hopefully it will hit me. I don't know when, but hopefully, within the next, say, 7-8 days. I'll get turned on to it. We'll have to wait and see on that. Baseball is still a month away. Nobody's going to get wrapped up on that. I can give you the over-unders. I'll save that later in March. Wait till everybody signs. Again, the NBA doesn't start until tomorrow night. I can't break down Kirk Cousins for you, so let's see if you guys can spur us on. Sean in Queens will begin hour number 2. Sean, good afternoon. How are you today? What do you have for me?
I'm good, dog. How's it going?
All right, Sean, I'm doing well. Any Quebec City winter vacations for you at all or right now or not?
Well, I actually, my wife is a big Ranger fan, so we were up in Ottawa over the weekend, and we went to the Ranger Senator game on Saturday.
All right, let's start there. How is Ottawa is kind of antiseptic as a team, as a city. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's a very nice city though, dog. You stay on up by Parliament Hill. The Parliament building is beautiful. I was there 15 months ago with a friend of mine, and we had gone to a Senators game then. It's a good city to walk around in. Really nice scenery, some good hotels. How about the arena? How about the arena? Well, I think I mentioned this to you when we were talking about the Senators last spring when they're having trouble selling out the playoff games. There's a bunch of issues up there, but the arena is nowhere near downtown. It's a nice arena. It's big. It's roomy. It's already there about 20 years, but it's nice. But it's 17 miles from downtown.
Oh,
so,
it is. That makes it makes it very difficult. Very, very difficult.
Basically, dog, it's like if you were staying in Midtown Manhattan and you were going in some direction 17 miles away to get to an arena or a ballpark or something. It's not ideal.
That's not ideal. Do they have public transportation? If you stay in downtown Ottawa, can you get to the arena for a game?
Ottawa they don't have a subway system. They are implementing one, but it's still some years away, and it wouldn't go out where the arena is. Although there are plans to build them a new arena in downtown, but that is probably about 5 years away. And then we drove 45 or an hour or so minutes into Quebec and went to a town in Quebec called Montebello and did some snow activities on Sunday. So it was a good trip.
That is a good trip. Have you been to Montreal and Toronto? Have you been to both of those arenas?
I've been to Montreal 9 times, and I've been to the Bell Center eight of those times. I highly recommend you going. And although I'm a big hockey fan, I have not been to a lot of NHL arenas, but I can't imagine the experience than the Bell Center, especially on a Saturday night, being better anywhere else. It's a great arena. Montreal is a great city to go to. I love it. I can't get enough of Montreal. I've been to Toronto only once, but I highly recommend going to Montreal and seeing a.
Did you go to the old Forum? Did you ever go to the old Forum or not? You did not.
No,
okay.
The first time I went to Montreal was in 2001. So. But I highly recommend going.
And you like the arena up, and you like the Bell Center then in Montreal. You like the arena.
Oh, the Bell Center is a great arena. So much energy. I love the way it's laid out. Obviously, there's although it's not the Forum, they've brought a lot of their history over 20 years ago when they opened the place. So, to walk around and see a lot of the old Canadians memorabilia and stuff. It's great. I mean, I can't say enough about the city myself either.
Okay.
I've been there 9 times.
So you like the Montreal. Go ahead. What else? Let me hear.
Yes, and so before I get to what I want to talk about, a couple quick things. One, I heard you say a couple weeks ago you're going to Grenada.
Correct.
I was there 3 years ago this summer with my wife when we were dating. And we had a really nice time. I'm sure Christopher Mad Dog Russo was not staying at Sandals like I did, which was actually a great resort as well. But we did get a chance to get out and see the island, and make sure you make your way to Grand Anse Beach. It's probably the most beautiful beach on the island, and if you can travel around the island, I think you'll enjoy it. There's some good sights.
So you enjoyed Grenada, all right? So that's important. Go ahead.
Yep. And before my last thing before I talk to you about hockey is I've started, Dog. My wife got me the Blu-ray set for Christmas because I've been wanting to watch it again since it's been 11 years. And last night we have finished season 2 of The Sopranos. I've been wanting to watch the full season again, and it just reiterates what a great show that was. And those first 2 seasons, and I probably season 3 as well, were obviously tremendous. And what's interesting to note is that was really only a 6-season show. It was really 7, but they counted the last 2 seasons as one season. But that for 6 seasons, that took from 1999 to June of 2007 to complete, and you thought you would have had more in there, but they took so many long breaks between seasons. It really broke things up. It was interesting to rekindle that, but I would recommend rewatching it because it's a great show, and it'll just.
Have you seen Breaking Bad?
I have not started that yet. It's a daunting task to start a.
That is the one problem. I've learned that. Good point. That is the one problem with watching these shows now after their expiration date. A, you don't get a chance to talk to other people. You watch it on different schedules than everybody else. So you can't talk about the shows when the show is ongoing if you pick it up late. That's a problem. And number 2 is that it does become overwhelming when you look at yourself. I got 67 episodes I got to watch of this, and people just get a little burned out with it. And Breaking Bad's got around 70 episodes. I'm going to get through it. I'm on the 4th season right now, late in the 4th season, but it can be tedious knowing there are so many of those you have to watch. That's a very good point. Go ahead.
Yep.
Next.
Now, Dog, I know this is the day you've been waiting for because you mentioned the Islanders to me a few times in the last 4 or 5 months or so. So I'm gonna talk to you about them today and my frustration. Dog, being a fan of this franchise, of this team, it's probably the worst experience in all of sports, and I've really put my fandom on the shelf the last couple of years. And I don't know what you got of Colin Schmeling, but I'm gonna give you from my point of view. And I know this isn't really for your national audience, but 12 or 13 or so years ago, when you had your famous interview with Mike Milbury with Mike Francesa, and you blatantly asked him how he still had a job. Well, if you were still with WFAN today, that would be the first question that you would ask Islanders general manager Garth Snow, who has been on the job for 12 years, Dog. I just want to give you some snippets of his 12 years in charge of the New York Islanders. One, obviously, something that they've only won 1 round in 12 years. This franchise, by the way, has only won 5 playoff rounds since 1984.
Hard to do in hockey when everybody makes the playoffs. I get that. Go ahead. Next.
Drafted their only franchise player that they drafted since Pat LaFontaine in John Tavares in 2009. And while he has had John Tavares under an extremely friendly contract, which is ending at the conclusion of the season, he's being paid $5.5 million a year. He has failed to build a winner around him, and now obviously they're in jeopardy. Although he always says that he wants to remain an Islander, he has not signed an extension. The Islanders have no intention of trading him, even though the trading deadline is next Monday. So they are obviously taking a huge risk in their franchise player walking in July. They finished dead last, Dog, 5 straight years from 2008 to 2012, and then they finished last in the division again in 2014. He's had 8 top 15 picks. You basically have 2 of those were impact players. He had top 5 picks from 2009, 10, 11, and 12. Top 5 picks. Tavares is the only one that is on the team.
Well, why is he still there then?
Well, so he was, I guess, beloved by Charles Wong, and although it has never been confirmed,
well, it's not Wong's team anymore, so the new guys confirmed.
Right, I understand that. Although it has never been confirmed, writers and people that are in the know with the Islanders believe that before relinquishing the majority ownership, Charles Wong basically gave them a golden parachute where Garth Snow has some type of extension, some type of big contract that nobody knows what it is, but that, the new owners that took over, and John Ledecky and Scott Malkin, don't really want to get out from under. They've publicly given him their full support. The new owners have been all about, as always with this franchise, it's all about the land, never about the team. So they've been all about securing the new arena in Belmont, which they've gotten essentially. And they believe me, the lead owner, or the one that is the visible owner, and John Ledecky has been no stranger to giving himself public pats on the back and taking public pats on the back about that. And the on-ice product remains to be a distant second place to getting the arena. And now this arena, which they have I guess they signed off on, is still basically 37 months from the Islanders playing in it, because it's going to be a 12 to 16 month land assessment, environmental assessment, before a shovel gets put in the ground. So a shovel will not be put in the ground until, at the very least, the second quarter of next year.
So what's going to happen in the next 37 months with the team? I understand.
Listen, they
never hockey here on the.
When I told you that, they should have never left Long Island. I told you that years ago. But now the stupidity is that next year they're going to play 12 games at Nassau Coliseum, and then the 2 years after that, they're going to split half and half each season between the Coliseum and Barclays.
Yeah, they're a mess. I mean,
you might as well just play the whole season at Nassau Coliseum. Barclays doesn't want them there anyway.
I get it.
Fans don't want them to play there. But, Dog, it is
go ahead.
A horribly run organization. It is the worst organization in all of sports, and no matter who the owner is, it's always the same crap.
Fair point. Well said. Colin, you're an Islander fan. Is that accurate with what?
Do we really want to talk more Islanders here?
Well, he's right, though, on a lot of what he said. I mean,
I'm a little more tempered on the Garth Snow angle than he is.
Well, he's been there forever. Can you win something?
The problem with Garth Snow is he's always been a GM that holds his cards very close to his chest. He's never gone all in on a deal where he's just shot for the stars, and that's kind of come back to haunt him after 12 years. He's made some very good deals over the that deal for Jordan Eberle where he traded Ryan Strome was a straight up steal. It's just in the NHL nowadays you need those 2 to 4 studs on your team: Crosby, Malkin, Letang, Kessel, and he's never brought in a player to bring the Islanders to that level.
We come back here on Islander hockey. We continue with its pregame. Don't go away here on Mad Dog Unleashed.